I'm more happy with the thumbnail than I am with the video. Oh my god. Oh my goodness, it is freezing in my room. Let me get set up because I had to run back and grab my charger, and then my dad helped me create a sick ass thumbnail. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. I think tonight's live stream, it's gonna be very interesting. And so, where do we start at? What? Why are we here? It's the real question. Why are we here? How philosophical do we get? I mean, hey, give me just a second. Let people join real quick. Do you guys like my Rick and Morty pops, by the way? I'm really proud of my Rick and Morty collection. I got all of the season 1 and 2 Rick and Morty pops, even the the limited edition ones. Alright, man. So let's get started on some alien talk, man. Where do you start? Whenever the question is, are we alone in the universe? Where do you start? Could we be the only people here? Is it just us? Those are the questions that people have. Obviously, it's those are questions that a lot of people are plagued with. But let's have a simple thought experiment. If you go, say, pick up a grain of sand, that's wonderful. But did you know that actually Earth is running out of sand? It's weird, right? Or running out of sand. What does that have to do with any of this? I'll connect in a second. Running out of sand. It's actually one of the main ingredients in concrete. We use sand to make concrete. We build buildings, and we go and build huge cities out in deserts out of concrete, and we're running out of the type of sand that we need to go build our cities. And that sucks, right? But you know what? You know what sand is? It's silicone. It's carbon atoms. Carbon atoms put together. There's a very simple fact. I feel like I should get my laptop for this. Because I'm at my computer station, but my computer's not ready yet. There's my laptop. I want to make sure I get this right. But I can start off from memory. If you look at... I'm gonna try and compare two relatively similar lists. And by relative, I mean exactly the same lists. I'm just gonna Google order of number of elements. I guess you could put universe, element, makeup, any type thing that would work like that to try and find. Did I really just go to fucking Khan Academy? How many? I should have prepared a little better for this. So I needed to think clearly about words. The most abundant element lists. The top 10 most abundant elements on Earth. Here, now I can actually pull up a list so I'm not spewing shit out my ass. Here is the most abundant elements on Earth. Wait. I don't want Earth, I want universe. My bad. In universe. Hang on, I had to read that. Did you see the article about the Navy seeing the UFO they call it Tic Tac? Could it look like one? Yeah, I saw that on Secure Team. That was weird as fuck. Yeah, it cloaked itself from radar and it was weird. And another jet picked it up 60 miles off of like there was I saw something like that where Air Force jet picked up something on radar, and then like some Royal Navy carrier also picked it up. They scrambled F-18s. Couldn't figure out what the fuck it was because they couldn't catch up to it. But I found the list I wanted. The most abundant of the chemicals on Earth. Number 1, hydrogen. Wait, I just need a fucking list so I can make this easy. Thank you for the fucking list. It goes hydrogen, helium, oxygen, neon, nitrogen, carbon, silicon. It goes in that order. And for the sake of time, just trust me. If you look up the same, fuck it, I'll do it. Most abundant in human body. My point is that they're the same, right? If you're 99%, if you're made up of the 6 main elements: oxygen, carbon, hydrogen, nitrogen, calcium, and phosphorus. And if you look at the universe, what is the universe made of? It's 40,000 parts hydrogen, 31,000 helium, 22 oxygen, 6.6 neon, 8.6 neon, 6.6 nitrogen, 3.5 carbon. They all match up. We're made out of the most abundant shit in the universe. Like, the sun, the very lovely planet we live on right now, it is very lovely, by the way. That the star, the big the sun in the sky, the star thing, that's not our first one. That's our second one. We're the children of that star. When it exploded and created, all the other materials, the heavier metal, that in the early days of, in the early universe, you had very large, very hot stars, but you only had, because you only had these very large hot stars, you only had the abundant elements. You didn't have the heavier elements yet, and that started happening in the second, third, the multiple generation stars, which our own sun is actually a third generation star. Everything around you, everything was created when our parent star died, and it created a huge just ball of hydrogen. And then out of millions of years, all that shit formulated. And this doesn't just happen here. We have proof of other stars that are pretty close with planets that are similar. We have an index for this. I forgot the name, the Earth Planetary Similarity Index. Like we've got an actual thing for this. We look for these things. There's no way he's watching this. He's fucking drunk. He's in bed asleep. There's no way he's watching this. I mean, yeah, like what Lori just said, on the scale of time, on the scale of the universe, we are living in such an insignificant slice. Like yesterday, I learned there is in the Atlantic Ocean there is an there's a volcanic range, and every couple 100 million years, the fault line cracks, and about 120 million years or 120,000 years ago, it broke and caused a huge tsunami to come crash over primordial Earth. And now they're saying that in the next couple thousand years, it's gonna break off again and cause like 100-foot tsunami to hit the island or whatever, right? But I mean that doesn't affect us. But that's still something that's gonna happen, and that's gonna that's that's an important event on the time scale of like the whole universe. But honestly, here we're just here at this one speck of time. Here today, gone literally tomorrow. There's a lot of theories out there that Mars, if there's a lot of evidence, theories of that at one point Mars was just like Earth. There's actually something I can't verify this. I don't haven't seen shit myself, but I heard something about there being an isotope on the Mars rovers. Whenever they landed and they took samples of the Martian surface, they found an isotope of plutonium that only occurs from nuclear bombs. And there's a theory going around that Mars used to be like Earth, but there was a huge nuclear war. You know how like there's like the picture of like the Sphinx and stuff, but that was debunked from new satellite imagery. Whenever they like just different light views. I need to hit this pen again. And it's weird, like to me, I wish I could understand it. Like I wish like everything around me, everything that I see, everything that I experience, that's all that's been created through the biological process that my brain depicts information, decodes all the sensory feeling, all that shit. Does it have a purpose? Does it need a purpose? Maybe this is something that just happens. Maybe because we're made out of the most abundant material in the world, maybe this is what's supposed to happen. Life's supposed to happen. They say life always finds a way. Maybe that's the truth. Maybe there are aliens. Maybe they don't want to talk to us yet because everyone's got their fucking finger on the fucking nuclear button. Maybe they're ready to welcome us into their galactic society with open arms, but everyone's got their fucking finger on the nuke. Every country's at war. Every person's killing each other in the street. I wouldn't want to... If I was an alien watching from my ship, I wouldn't want to invite us into that. Fuck that. People are fucking awful. Like genuinely awful people. I believe aliens exist. I just believe that we're just such shitty people that they don't want anything to do with us. Thanks, Dad. I appreciate the comment. Very well deserved. Go sleep off that paint thinner. Aliens give me SED. Thank you. I don't know. It just there's all these different thoughts. There's all these different schools of thoughts and how you want to think about it, and it's all about what works for you ultimately in the end. What works for you. Do you like going around thinking that I'm special? Like I'm the out of the chances of you becoming you, like some smart fucking guy did the odds, like what think it's like 90 trillion or something. Like, what are the odds of being born? One in 700 trillion. Let's see. The probability of a turtle sticking its head out of a life preserver. Jeez. There's so many numbers and I don't want to read. Let's see. Step 3, the probability of the right sperm meeting the right egg. 1 in 400 quadrillion. Jesus. Okay, I see. There's steps. Probability of boy meeting girl. 1 in 20,000. Probability of same boy knocking up same girl. 1 in 20,000. Probability of right sperm meeting right egg. 1 in 400 quadrillion. Probability of every one of your ancestors reproducing successfully, 1 in 10 to the 45,000th. I hope it still keeps going. Probability of your being born is 1 in 10 to the 2.685 million. So do you like to think that you're special? Or do you like to think that life finds a way no matter what? Truly, it's up to you, right? This fucking chat. I feel like I actually made a good YouTube video, but the chat just fucked the whole thing up. It's whatever. It's whatever. I actually think that was. I actually think. I don't know. Can I get some like feedback of like life opinions? Maybe another idea, something else, or do you want me to just keep rambling? Cause I'm pretty good at it. I just need to keep hitting this. It's helping. I'm getting an idea. It's coming to me. Okay, so I've already talked about the big, but then suddenly you got the small, and that's a whole nother fucking thing on its own. So Einstein, super smart guy. He comes out of nowhere, and he's like, yo, there's special relativity. You know, things are different based on your point of view. That's special relativity, summed up in my words. Things are different based on what your point of view is basically it, right? And that worked for the longest time. And then we started seeing things like got really small, like what your skin was made of. And we had like the plum pudding hypothesis and the theories of atoms. Oh god, and I need to rant about the word fucking theory real quick. Really quick, sorry. A theory is not a fucking idea. A theory is not a fucking idea. Theory is a well-substantiated explanation of some aspect of the natural world based on a body of facts that have been repeated, confirmed through observation and experiment. Damn it, that's a theory. When I say theory, I'm talking about scientific theories. But you start sorry, but so like you start looking smaller and smaller, and when you started getting these different ideas of like of what our smallest bits, like the very most fundamental particles. Everything Einstein said, everything that Einstein wrote that worked for all the big shit, all the gigantic stars, sun systems, everything that, all the math that said that the Earth rotating the way it does it right, all that worked. Suddenly it started breaking down and not working. But the smaller and smaller it got, it quit working. We didn't understand why is what's different between the big shit and the small shit. What the fuck? There's something really weird about the stuff that makes up us, about the little stuff. Why can't our fancy math problems explain it? So then someone got an idea that protons and neutrons are made up of fundamental particles, which I need to look up fundamental particles real quick before I fundamental, because I know quarks, gluons, and all that shit. It's just words. It's just words, right? So you got the tiniest thing imaginable, right? And it's made up of one of six things: a quark, a gluon, fundamental. What do they call fun? I forgot what I was gonna look up, but like the quarks and gluons and shit, right? And then trying to figure out like how these little things how they work together to make the big stuff work. And then they discovered then they decided they needed a theory that would figure out how the little stuff worked, which they call string theory, which is really really interesting. Cause a long time ago, we did this experiment called the double slit experiment. A lot of people know about this one. If you went into high school, the double slit experiment, you know about it. They took a machine. Some smart guy made a machine that could shoot just one photon at a time. First off, that's fucking crazy on its own. How do you make a machine that shoots just one photon of light at a time? And then how do you build a machine that records where the photon hits? That's so cool. I think that's fucking crazy cool. So he puts his little machine there with his detector, and he puts a wall, and he puts a slit. And he shoots his detector a bunch of times. And every time he shoots it, he writes it down to see where it lands. And sure enough, made a little beam. Dope. It did its job. It's working. But then for some reason he said, let's do this with two slits. Cause I don't know what light is. What the fuck is light? What is light? That's another question. What is light? You know, is it a particle? Is it like when I got my flashlight? Was it something like it shoots out? And then when you turn it off, it stops? Or like whenever a flashlight's on, the light spreads out, or is light a wave? And so he had to think of a way to come up with an answer to that question. Which I think that's nuts that he was able to do that. So now he's finally like, alright, I'm gonna find out is it a wave or a particle? And then he does the two slits and he shoots it. And where the slit, there's a hole where there's like an actual blocking material, there's a wave of light on the detector. What? That's fucking weird. It should have shoots out a random photon, one photon in any direction randomly, right? He should have had two lines on the wall. Should have had two lines from his detector hitting. That's what he should have had. But no, it had line, like a wave and a particle at the same time. And he was like, how is this doing this? We don't know. So then another smart guy had to like look at this and try and figure out how to make new technology and shit. This is the shit that I try to boggle my mind, that boggles my mind, that I wrap my mind around. I mean, So so now you got the really small, right? And now they're trying to figure out like how we need math. We need to do math to figure out small shit. I don't know why, but that's how what they got to do. So they come up with this thing called string theory. And what string theory says is like everything is like these really small strings that are always vibrating everywhere. There's energy in the entire. Don't know how to wrap my head around that thought either. Like smaller than a pinprick, smaller than an atom. So like a long time ago, whenever we discovered the thing called the cosmic microwave background radiation, discovered that the Big Bang theory is actually like a theory, like true. You know, after they did that, after they like they proved that by seeing the cosmic background radiation on the CMB, which is actually, if you turn on your TV and see the static, that's a static from the Big Bang, which is pretty cool. Hang on, getting a little off topic. Hang on. It's not working too well. So they get working with their tiny fundamental particles, and they're running their large hadron collider, and they're smashing atoms, and they're creating the conditions microseconds after the Big Bang. It's really cool shit. The Large Hadron Collider over in Europe, it's able to spin particles up to like 99.9% the speed of light and then smash them, creating the conditions of like the very like instances after the Big Bang. That's how they were able to like learn like this cool shit, right? But like whenever they first got that up, they're like, yo, so we've been working on like these theories and all the small shit, but like they're not matching up to the big shit. Like, so we got all this math that's working for all these really tiny particles that we don't know what the fuck they are, that we can't see, that do the weird shit. You know, we got all this math that finally explains it, but now whenever we put both the math together, it doesn't work. It falls apart again on us. Like, what the fuck? Why does science quit fucking working? Then someone thought of an idea, and they called it the Grand Unified Theory. Something that would work, that would explain the small and the large. Wait, is it? Yes, a grand unified theory is a model in practice physics in which a high energy and three gauge okay, that's boring. The theory of anyway, they were finally able to like get math and to explain the little shit all the way up to the big shit. So now what that does is that opens up the door to like Star Trek level shit. And I'm telling you, like, I know for a fact, I'm kicking my feet up here. I know for a fact 1945, Roswell, New Mexico. That shit happened. Telling you. There were three alien bodies. There were 3 bodies recovered. One of them was dead on impact. Another one died very shortly after, and another one survived for 3 years, and they were kept at Area 51. We have their technology. We actually, most of the shit that I see in the sky is our own military technology. I think like I think what I think it is we've like they've I don't know why they would. It is kind of weird that a spaceship would crash, but I think actually I'm gonna hit this one more time. And they take the technology they find, reverse engineer it, and they fucking give it to whoever, and then people say, "Oh, that's an alien, it's a UFO and shit." I believe a lot of that to be us, but there's a lot of things that you see that just aren't that humans can't they're. I've seen videos of vehicles doing maneuvers that they have to be a drone, because the body can't handle. You can only handle so many G's before, like the typical person. Like I could probably handle 3 G's before I go G lock and pass out. I mean, there's crazy shit, and there's videos all over YouTube. Now YouTube has made it so easy to share, for people to share these weird encounters that they've had. I remember. Actually, how my dad. So, talking about like the fucking grant, how large, like if you want to go from here to the nearest star, Alpha Centauri, it's 4 light years. You know how long it would take you to get there in the space shuttle Challenger? Like 80,000 years. There's there's actually there's this really there's shit that's possible where you can go faster than light without breaking the laws of physics. Because under the laws of physics, you cannot nothing with matter can go faster than light. We have a cosmic speed limit. But there's this really cool thing. I like the name of it. It's called the Alcubierre Drive. I don't know if any of you have ever heard of it. It's very cool. And it does more weird shit that, of course, I don't understand how this could be possible. But I guess you could think of, like, I don't know, I guess if you made a vacuum in front of a spaceship, and like so the Alcubierre drive works by taking negative matter, negative energy, taking the physical space in front of the ship and shrinking it, and then the physical space on like behind the ship and expanding it, so you're pretty much putting the ship on a wave, that you're riding the wave, and you're riding that faster than the speed of light, and that doesn't break any of Einstein's special relativity theories. I think that's pretty cool if that could ever happen one day. But I think, with like I think it'd be really interesting if I could just get on a spaceship and go like 99% speed of light, because everything's relativistic. Because like I could go for like a week and I could come back and it'd be like 2-3 years in the future. Like like set up a bank account or something. Very interesting. Do I have any? Let's see. I can talk. I mean, Area 51's not all that interesting because it's no longer a secret to people. Like it's there. It's posted. People love to go out there to take pictures of shit. So like it's well known. And now with the Freedom of Information Act, most of that shit's being I'm about to get off soon. I'm fucking tired. With the Freedom of Information Act, it's really easy to find these classified documents that were classified 20-30 years ago that you can find now. And that's why all this stuff is coming to fruition now, is because now now's the time where all these non-disclosure agreements are coming undone, or are expiring, and people are starting to like be able to share shit. Either that, or people are smart and hopping on the bandwagon because they know it gets views. You know, either way, it's genius, and I wish I would have came up with it. You know. That's all I gotta say. All right, I'm headed to bed. I'm saving this one. This was a good. This was a fun video. Peace out, Twat Waffles.